Are you looking for a studio to get your next tattoo or piercing? The Tattoo Studio in Muncie, Indiana is the official tattoo studio of DJG Motorsports. Operating for 23 years, the Tattoo Studio has an experienced lineup of artists, including Josh, Ross, and Shannon, who are ready to work with you, whether you are getting your first tattoo or you are ready to get back in the chair. I can promise you that you will leave the studio happy. I have gotten all my tattoos from the Tattoo Studio and have been recommending them for years. To make an appointment, you can call 765-284-8429. The Tattoo Studio is open from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday and 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Sundays.
Drivers, start your engines!
Yellow's out. Manning just about outwrecked him. And she busted her.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back. We are a quarter of a way to episode 100.
Yeah.
Episode 25 today. Wow.
Crazy.
We're going to talk about some Tapegate today. We love tape. But today, while we're recording, is Friday, August 5th, 2022. Green flag is out, and we are ready to roll 3 wide with DJG. How we doing, boys?
Good.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
So good.
AJ got a haircut. I got a haircut.
I got a fan.
Dakota got a fan.
Bald is beautiful.
It is. I respect.
So, well, I guess we'll go ahead and apologize if you hear the slight buzzing noise in the background. But
Yeah, but it's hot as hell out
It's
here.
hotter than Satan's asshole right now. So
it's very
necessary.
warm in here. Very warm in here. But anything new?
Negative.
Not that I can think of.
Nothing?
Not really.
Me either.
Other than Anderson has a really specially named race this weekend.
The Fudge Packer, what is it? Fudge Packer 100 or
Yeah.
150 or something like that?
100.
From the Uranus.
Fudge Factory.
Is that something about tickle your balls and
What?
No. So
nuts?
So they had
Jesus Lord.
They had a newspaper that they delivered to a bunch of people's houses. One of the guys I work with, he lives close to Muncie. Anyway, he had one of these newspapers and he brought it into work and was like reading off all the headlines. And some of them are pretty funny. One of them was someone famous popped in Uranus.
I think they're funny, but I've seen a lot of people talk about it's going to get old
very quickly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I wonder how long they're going to be able to carry all the nut and Uranus jokes.
But the Fudge Packer, the Fudge Packer 100 is pretty funny. I like it. I'm here for it. Is it late models?
Yeah.
Yes, crate late models.
Gotcha. Speaking of crates, I don't know if you have it in the show notes, but imagine being 11 years old driving a crate modified and just whooping everybody's ass.
2 nights in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I was doing when I was 11 years old? No, not quite.
No?
That's probably
I guess that is young.
picking my nose playing with Hot Wheels. Maybe not picking my nose at 11, but
I'm 26. Still do it. I do it every now and then, you know.
at least you admit it.
Hey, no reason not to.
I'm excited to get today over with.
Me too.
Yeah.
Mostly because tired of being around Dakota.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Yeah, you can definitely hear the fan in the
It's
mic.
just jokes.
It's all right. Sorry.
Oh, well. It's temporary.
Yeah.
All right, anyway, Dakota, we'll let you kind of roll on with
Alrighty.
opening.
We'll kick off with Pocono post-race results. Your stage one winner was Kyle Larson. Stage 2 was Kyle Busch. And your race winner was Chase Elliott. Your top 5 were Elliott, Reddick, Suarez, Bell, and Larson. The biggest news following Pocono was the disqualification of race winner Denny Hamlin and second place finisher Kyle Busch. During post-race tech, officials found tape underneath the vinyl of the front fascia of their cars. Joe Gibbs Racing released a statement following the rulings, saying, "We are shocked to learn of the infraction that caused our 2 cars to fail NASCAR's post-race technical inspection." The statement went on to say, "We plan to review every part of the process that led to this situation." They had the opportunity to appeal the ruling with the deadline set for July 25th. However, they did not do so. We learned that this was the first disqualification of a Cup Series winner since 1960. And NASCAR's managing director, Brad Moran, I'm assuming, said he believes the decision to disqualify Hamlin was a result of a tighter rulebook following the series transition to the next-gen Cup cars.
Did you just call him a moron?
I did not.
Moron.
Brad Moron. I think Dairy Queen should sponsor JGR.
Kyle Busch is looking for sponsorship.
Dairy Queen, DQ.
Maybe his new
Get with
race
it.
team will find him a Dairy Queen sponsorship.
What is it, 3F Racing? Is that what it was?
Yeah. The Joymans?
The Joymans? You
Sprechen
Wesley
Dick.
Webbit.
Sprechen G. Dick. Surprised he didn't make an offer to Hendrick Motorsports to buy the 9. Nope. Okay.
It took me a second, but I caught it.
Thought that was going to be a hit.
Well, first off, I thought you were talking about Kyle Busch. I'm like, why would Kyle Busch need the 9? And then it clicked. I got you. I'm with you now.
It's all right. Not all jokes are winners. I do know a couple winners. I don't know if they're podcast appropriate, but I do know a couple winners.
Yeah. Hey,
I'll
you
tell you later.
You win some, you lose some.
That's not what Kyle Petty said.
What the fuck does Kyle Petty got to do with this? Anywho, any comments on the tape gate?
I mean, I think it's insane that a piece of tape, a literal piece of tape, has as much of an effect as it does.
Yeah.
Say they had him on display at Indy.
Yeah.
It didn't look like it did a whole lot. I don't know what it was there for or what the advantage was supposed to be.
I also learned something new. I didn't know that they cut the wraps off for inspection.
Apparently, some of them.
I didn't know that. I had no idea.
I did. Yeah, I would say that I didn't know that either. I didn't know how thorough the inspections were. They're running snowball derby inspections at NASCAR. So
Pretty much.
It doesn't surprise me though that they ripped the vinyl off it because I feel like they would anyway because it gets damaged throughout the race.
yeah,
It gets little chips and shit. And they don't want it for the next race, so I would imagine they rewrap them every time. But
I mean, yeah, but
I too am surprised that they.
I know that they rewrap the car every race, but I'm meaning like in tech.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know they checked underneath the vinyl.
Well, JGR didn't know that either.
Apparently not.
surprise.
It's been a minute since they've
Surprise,
been on the
motherfucker.
motorcycle, huh?
That's true. Michael McDowell and Front Row Motorsports were also penalized following further inspection of the 34. NASCAR officials discovered a improperly modified part on the car. McDowell was docked 100 points. The team was docked 10 points, and the crew chief was fined $100,000 as well as suspended for 4 races. Front Row Motorsports did release a statement saying that they would file an appeal. They have since dropped the appeal.
Damn.
So
Usually teams appeal that shit and
I mean,
try at least, but
If you know you got caught.
that's what I'm
if you're
saying.
guilty, you're guilty. They're just trying to find that Daytona 500 luck they had a couple years ago.
Well, I was going to say he wasn't that far down below the cutoff standings for the playoffs, but that definitely hurt him a lot. I don't know where he's at now, but he ain't a couple points below anymore. He's a couple spots below.
He's got friends in low places.
He is in low places.
He is the low places. There was some other news following Pocono, which included Denny Hamlin and Ross Chastain. While battling for the lead with 19 to go, Chastain drove deep into turn 1 on the high side. Denny, who was holding the bottom line, did not give Ross any room and drove him into the outside wall, which resulted in a crash.
How deep?
Pretty deep.
Windshield deep? Elbow deep?
At least 5 knuckles deep. Following the incident,
Five-knuckle
Chastain acknowledged that it was something owed to me for a couple months now. When asked if this score was settled, Ross simply responded with, "I don't know." Denny was also asked about the incident, saying, "What do you want me to do? What did you expect me to do?" Denny went on to say that he simply had the position and Ross ran out of track. When asked if it was settled, Denny said that he was going to continue racing hard until they got respect back from these guys. He made it clear that if he had been wrecked, he made it clear that he had been wrecked 4 times and was over it.
I mean, I paid for the whole track. I'm going to use the whole track.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
But at the same time, maybe that piece of tape had him stuck on the bottom. He couldn't give him no more room.
Carried him up.
Yeah.
I see it.
Or maybe that's what Ross was trying to do. That's why he pinched him down so far. He was trying to get that piece of tape off of there. Trying to help a guy out.
That's what I'd say. Yeah. Just trying to help you out, man.
Fucking Melon Man.
I'll let you, somebody else.
On to Indy?
Yeah.
Oh,
Indianapolis road course. So
I wish they didn't race the road course. I'll throw that out there.
I will say, though,
I wish they did both. Like, I wish it wasn't just a
right
road course.
I do like the triple header that they have with IndyCar there now. But I think, I don't know. If you're going to run the actual Brickyard, you have to make it important. Like, you have to make it a playoff race or the last race before the playoffs. Because otherwise, like...
It might not have good racing.
No.
It's boring.
Yeah.
I will agree to that.
But it might be different in the next-gen cars. We don't know.
Right.
But anyway, Stage 1 winner, Chase Briscoe. Stage 2 winner, Christopher Bell. Race winner, Tyler Reddick. Top 5, Reddick, Cindric, Burton, Gilliland, and Bubba Wallace. You know, Bubba's had a couple good finishes in a row.
Yeah.
So, it's good to see. I got to see him at IRP.
That's his best finish at a road course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Fifth.
Dakota Hunter and I saw Bubba Wallace, Chase Elliott, and Ryan Blaney the night before.
Did you show them your boobies?
We did not. So
You should have.
I'll get into it real quick. So
Uh-oh.
I don't remember what was happening on the track. I don't know if it was like...
It
But
was a caution.
Yeah, so I stood up and was like stretching, whatever. I was like looking around, and I turn around and I see Bubba Wallace and Ryan Blaney sitting there, and I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, surely God, it's not who I think it is. And then I get down to Jarrett, and I'm like, hey, Ryan Blaney and Wallace are behind us. He goes, no, they're not. I was like, yes, they are. He goes, no, they're not. He's like, you're lying. I was like, no, I'm not. I was like, get the fuck up and look. Sure enough, he turns around. He goes to tell Hunter. I'm like, don't tell him. He's like, why? I was like, because I don't want Hunter fucking with him, because Hunter would. So I was
Hunter
like,
did.
Yeah, he did. So I was like, I'll tell Hunter. I was like, Hunter, I was like, don't say or do anything. I was like, because I didn't want people around us like finding out or whatever. I was like, Ryan Blaney and Wallace are behind us, and he goes, no, they're not. I was like, turn the fuck around. Like, why would I be lying about this? So he gets up and turns around. He goes, holy shit. So then Hunter takes a fucking. He tries to like take a selfie
Of him and Bailey
to like show that Blaney's behind him, and Blaney goes, I'll insert the picture.
You know what's funny? Is Hunter posted that picture in our iRock chat and said, got a picture with Ryan Blaney. And I'm like, nobody can see that Ryan Blaney's in this picture.
Like, zoom in.
They just think that you took a picture with your girlfriend.
So was he in the
funny.
stands or in a?
He was in a suite.
In a suite.
So, like, the suite we
yeah,
sat in.
they're set up very different at IRP than they are any other racetrack.
Yeah.
But I like them. They're awesome.
Yeah, they look nice. I have never been in one. I couldn't afford it. But those three were in the suite behind us, and then the suite right next to us was the press people. So, like, Bob Pockras was in there. All the other important media people were in there. So it was cool. Whatever. Go on.
Jeff Gluck.
Maybe. I don't know. Didn't know this at the time, but Chase Elliott appears. I'm like, holy shit. Chase fucking Elliott. So I go down. I'm like, Jarrett, Chase Elliott's behind us too. And he's like, no, he's not. It's like, Jarrett, he's behind us. He's like, no, you're not. You're lying. I was like, get the fuck up and look. So then the same shit plays out again. He's like, Hunter. I was like, don't tell him. I was like, I'll tell him. I almost didn't tell him, but I was like, hey, don't say anything. Don't react, whatever. I was like, but Chase Elliott's behind there too. And so Hunter gets on Snapchat and types, Chase, can I buy you a beer? And holds it up. And I guess like him and Chase and all the guys in the suite were laughing or whatever.
Dude, Bubba Wallace looked like he hated his life, though.
Is that what Hunter actually put on there, or was
Yeah.
it something naughty? Like, hey, Chase, can I
No, he offered to buy him a beer.
can I come in there and
But,
be the train engine?
No, he offered to buy him a beer. But it was cool.
It was. Got to see somebody else, not as famous, but Cole Williams was sitting right in front of us.
Yeah.
We were going to interview him, but decided it was probably best not to.
Yeah, he didn't look happy. And then we ran into Ben Rhodes.
Oh, yeah, Ben Rhodes was riding around on a golf cart behind the grandstands. Threw me a whole thing of Dano's because that was his sponsor. So I got to try some Dano's seasoning for the first time. It's good. I recommend trying it. actually the next day, went and bought 4 massive ribeyes. Like,
I saw the picture, Dick.
they were huge. And lathered it in some Danos. Really good.
Well, so we ran into Ben Rhodes while we were waiting. I'm pretty sure this was at the taco stand.
No.
No?
Because okay, so Dakota and I
Right.
go to get walking tacos because they have like massive walking tacos, like not like the little bags of chips, like the mid-sized bags of chips.
Family size
Not
bag.
quite a family size.
The party size.
Yeah. So we get up to the window, and I was like, "Can I get a walking taco?" She's like, the lady's like, "Oh, I meant to yell this. I'm sorry." She's like, "We are temporarily out of meat. I can give you chips and cheese." And I was like, "We're gonna go somewhere."
She was like, "Sir, can you please step aside for a second? Attention, we are out of meat, chips and cheese only." And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Went back the next day for the short track events, and I did get to try one. 10 out of 10 recommend. $10 is quite a bit, but it was good.
Well worth it.
Yeah.
So anyway, we go wait in line for something else, and that's when Ben Rhodes comes through.
Yeah. So it was pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
Highly recommend going to a NASCAR race, but
it was really good.
yeah.
Trucks are way louder than late models. Like way louder than late models.
About like Arga.
No. No.
They were louder than
Well, I'm sure some of it had to do with the fact that there was 30-some trucks and there weren't that many ARCA cars.
Yeah, that's probably right.
but
I still don't understand how freaking Zachary Tinkle's in an ARCA car.
conversation for another day. But I
Make
did,
sure you don't call him Zach.
Zachary, sorry.
No, you did say Zachary. I was just...
Oh, you don't like Zach?
No. Oh, no.
Fair enough.
Did he? Never mind.
I made that mistake.
I want to hear about that later. I did make some notes about the Cup race at Indy.
I know where this is going.
Well, yeah, we'll get to that.
Pump the hate brakes.
Yeah. So, start of the race.
Or don't.
What?
It's a joke.
Okay.
I'm done.
Continue.
Okay. Start of the race, field went 5 wide. They ended up going like 6 wide on restarts.
With DJG?
No.
No. Damn.
I can't even count that high.
It's hard.
What?
To 6.
You're an engine nerd and can't count to 6?
No, my math involved letters, not numbers.
It's 2x wide.
Denny Hamlin had serious trouble with the handling of his car. Many drivers had issues with turn 1.
Got rid of that tape and the car went away.
Yeah. Chris Buescher's car caught fire during a pit stop.
Lord, I saw that, though.
Crazy.
That
Yeah.
was pretty wild.
They said that they think the foam in the door hit the exhaust or whatever and it caught fire, but then broadcast was like, that's supposed to be fireproof, so we got an issue.
I saw it from a tire changer's point of view.
Yeah.
I thought it was just exhaust and fuel.
Maybe.
That did
I
it,
don't know. It was crazy.
I know some cars have caught on fire with fuel and spark from the
Yeah.
pit gun, so I didn't know.
He still managed to come back with a, top 10?
I think so.
That's
He had a good
crazy.
finish, yeah. Eric Almirola made hard contact with Larson, which ended his day. Larson was able to continue. Todd
Until
Gilliland.
he couldn't.
Yeah, until he couldn't. Todd Gilliland led his very first laps in the Cup Series.
Toddy G.
Now we get into the conversation we had before. The caution came out with 22 to go as Larson made hard contact with Ty Dillon. HMS announced that they found no mechanical issues or failures. Crew chief wanted the car back at the hauler ASAP. The graphic and data that was leaked after showed that Larson did attempt to brake. What do y'all think? Officially,
It's a sketchy situation, I think.
yeah.
Because I don't know why.
I'm just going to play this guy for the sake of the podcast. He just messed up and hit the clutch instead of the brake.
He passed out.
Yeah. Both
Pass out.
not very good options, I don't think. But
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case whatsoever. I think
it's weird to me that Hendrick instantly came out and was like, "Oh no, he just fucked up."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He stayed in the gas and didn't hit the brake. I don't see Kyle Larson doing that.
Me either. You have them saying get the car back to the hauler. Larson did not get an interview. Did not give.
Yeah, he didn't say shit.
He didn't say
was
nothing.
like, I need to go speak to the
I need to
team.
go speak to the team. And then, like, instantly they were like, oh, well, there's no signs of a mechanical failure. He just messed up. Like, it all leads back, like, something.
And then the telemetry even shows that he's on the brakes, and then they stop, and then he's back on the brakes.
Yeah.
So something failed or happened,
Yeah.
my opinion.
And I've also seen a lot of people on Twitter say, like, Larson fans can't accept the fact that he fucked up and missed the brake or overran the turn. I'm like...
But that's a pretty simple thing. If he did, all you have to be like, oh, well, yeah, I messed up.
Right, but
overrunning
the top caliper that Kyle Larson is, I don't see that happening. Where he just forgets to hit the brake or overshoots the turn that bad. Like, something happened.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, I'm not going to sit here and say that it's not possible, because it's very possible.
Right.
But at the same time, like, there's a difference between overdriving the turn and then whatever that was.
Because, I mean, he I'm pretty sure broadcast said that they hit at, like, 150. Like, Kyle Larson was carrying speed. It wasn't like he was, like he overshot it by, like, 50 miles an hour is what people were saying. Like, so let's just say 150 miles an hour. I don't remember. But I think that's the number was getting thrown out. So it's like, he's not going to enter turn one at 150.
Well, it's not like it's that big of a deal anyway. If he messed up, all you had to do is be like,
just say that.
I messed up.
Yeah.
And he, from everything that I know anyway, he seems like the kind of person that would just say,
yeah,
I fucked up.
Right.
I definitely think they're hiding something.
It seems like it to me. Either they're hiding something they've found and done, or there's some kind of parts failure in there that they don't want to put out there, or something.
Right.
I do want to add, while we're on this topic, not necessarily about Larson, but turn one in general on the IMS road course for a NASCAR race on a restart is the most chaotic thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
Just go straight.
Dude.
Well, so that was one of my next points. So
the Chastain.
Yeah. So there was a lot of beating and banging in the closing laps. A lot of people said there's a loss of respect among drivers. AJ Allmendinger lost his cooling suit and had no water. He collapsed on pit road at the conclusion. He has since recovered. Great. Ross Chastain, to your point, Ross Chastain made the decision to utilize the turn one access road. He claimed that he could not have made turn one and would have been caught in a potential incident. Okay. While he was running in P2, NASCAR finally penalized him after, I think they were like a couple turns away from the finish line. They penalized him. He would end up finishing P27. This also hurt his standings in the playoff standings. But my thing is, I guess several drivers had been taking the access road throughout the weekend, and nobody was penalized but him. So
and
that's
been Austin
a huge
Dillon
debate.
at the same time, though.
Yeah. So
I don't know. I do see it on one point because he missed the turn completely and used the access road, and then was battling for the lead.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. At the same time, consistency is key.
Yeah, and I think
if you're not going to penalize anybody else the rest of the weekend, you shouldn't at that point either. So,
well, I think NASCAR is having a huge issue with consistency this year.
Yeah, big time.
But they were talking about it on Dale Jr. Download too, that NASCAR hadn't penalized anybody else, and for some reason, they said turn one sucks at IMS on the road course. It's just not designed well, which I agree with. But then they said that the access road is the idea of an access road is to be longer than the regular course or whatever, and it ended up not working out that way. So then they're like, what's the point of having an access road or whatever? So I don't know. I thought it was interesting and wanted to get your guys' thoughts on that.
I think they need to be consistent, if anything.
Yeah.
And
consistency is key.
Yeah. But at the same time, I see why they would, because you could technically get an unfair advantage out of that, but if you're not going to do it to anybody else, you can't have it at the end.
And like Junior even said, if you're going to penalize them, then just do a penalty across the board where they would stop in turn 12 and have a 30-second penalty. I don't know. But they were also saying, like, imagine being in Reddick's position where you're racing against somebody who's potentially not even in the legitimate
Say, what
spot.
what if he would have wrecked Tyler Reddick before they penalized him?
Right. That would have been
bad. That's kind of that would have been terrible.
Yeah. I think NASCAR would have looked horrible in that moment. Real quick, I was also watching Dale Jr. Download, and Junior made the comment. They were talking about IRP and how great of a success the truck race was. Oh, they were talking about running road course or oval at IMS, and Matthew brought up the point of Xfinity should race at IRP, which I agree with. I think that should absolutely be a thing. Junior said he wanted to see the numbers of the TV ratings to see, because he was like, it would be a hard sell for TV if the viewership wasn't great. So I found some numbers. According to RacingNews.co, IRP brought in the truck race brought in 492,000 viewers on TV, compared to Vegas in last year. Vegas brought in 462,000, Knoxville brought in 594,000, and Kansas brought in 699,000, which was up from 448,000 in 2019. So for the truck's first time back at IRP, bringing in that many viewers, I think is a great sign, and I think that they should really try hard to bring them back.
I think
for the future,
the positive feedback that I saw, like on social media, is enough.
Yeah,
like everybody, like even like all the big guys, like big names, are like, dude, this has to be a thing.
Yeah, and as long as Forrest Lucas still,
that's true.
Lets them because that was a hold up for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Is he had the drag racing side, is why he bought everything and didn't care about the other side. But hopefully now they are past that and they can keep coming
there
back.
Before the drag strip?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe so.
Gotcha.
There's actually a road course there too.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
They host like drift events out there and stuff.
Yeah. I hope it's something that stays. I was going to say grandstands were sold out. I was reading an article from Indy Star that said that the promotion of the race was very little in Indiana. So for having very little promotion of this race and still bringing in however many people it seats, and then they went on to say Xfinity is not likely to happen, but IRP and NASCAR are looking to resume talks of bringing the trucks back. So, like you said, I think the feedback has been great, and I think hopefully what you were saying, there is no hold up anymore, and I think it'd be great for everybody involved.
I think it would be awesome to run them all on a Friday night, like to have trucks there, have late models there, run a whole big deal on Friday night,
like they would SRX. Yeah.
Well, they got to start a little earlier because it was a late one getting home.
Yeah.
I know the truck race didn't even start till 9?
9. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hell of a night.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I see why they couldn't do short track stuff at the same time, because there's a lot of television stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I've learned that racing with ARCA, they are very strict about their scheduling for TV time.
ARCA?
Yeah. Or any TV at all. When we raced at Nashville, they were very, very timeline oriented when it came to things.
That's interesting.
Say it started raining, and usually you try to wait it out, see if you can get it in. No, they just, as soon as it started raining, they canceled the late models. That way they could focus everything to ARCA. They're very strict on time, so I don't know how that would work.
Yeah. But I feel like I wanted to make a point, and I don't want to shit on ARCA, but I think
go right ahead.
But I honestly think if the trucks had the Xfinity series at IRP, I think the viewership would have been up, because you would have the truck race or whatever, and then Xfinity, then the truck race. I think the viewership would have been a little bit better.
I'm not a fan of ARCA.
At what point does seating become an issue? Because it was a sellout for the truck race.
Well,
you bring Xfinity and then...
So that was another point in the article that I did.
So you'd have to sell out the grass areas too.
Well, so the track used to have grandstands in turns 1 and 4. They tore those down because they didn't need it. The article said that if the truck race came back, obviously that would bring a need to build those grandstands back. So they could just rebuild those grandstands in turns 1 and 4. They wouldn't have a grassy spot anymore, but it'd be seating. So, I mean, they'll just have to
the
rebuild
potential is there. They just have to do it.
Because I think currently the track holds 20,000, give or take, in just a grandstand. So, I mean, you're looking at probably 25,000, 30,000. I mean, we don't know what the numbers are. They just said it was sold out. So,
right.
I don't know.
I think it would be worth trying.
Be nice to
agree.
see him at Winchester.
Yeah, I don't ever see that really happening.
Yeah, I don't think
There
so.
has to be a massive facilities upgrade there. Not even the track, just everything else.
Yeah.
There's not near enough stands. The facilities are not. I don't think they're up to par for a truck race.
No.
Tragic.
It is.
I would love to see. I mean, I get that, but I think Winchester would be a great track to have a NASCAR race on.
They'd hate it. They would hate it. They would.
Yeah.
They would destroy so many cars.
That's true. Do you think NASCAR goes back to North Wilkesboro? While we're on the conversation,
I don't know if Cup does.
I think that's another spot for a truck race, Xfinity doubleheader.
yeah.
I think they should. I mean, at least trucks and Xfinity. If not,
I don't understand
Cup
why
cars
Cup
probably
wouldn't
not,
go, though.
but
Why? If they can run the Coliseum for the Clash, why wouldn't they
Why-
go to North Wilkesboro?
same reason they. I mean, I don't know. It depends. I haven't really. What's the stand situation there? How many people they hold?
I don't.
I know they sold out for modifieds and
But
that
looked
shit over
like-
the weekend.
In the picture that I saw, it looked like there was like a bunch of stands in the turn and stuff that wasn't being used. Like they were strictly using the front stretch bleachers.
I don't know.
Well, then they might. I mean, I don't know. That would. You'd have to. That and what track would you replace?
That's the thing. That's what I was going to say. Scheduling would be an issue because
they're already. People cry about how long the season is already. So if you
there's
just
plenty
add.
of boring tracks you could weed out.
Yeah, but it's all about money and ownership and.
I just think they need to go to one track or go to the track one time a year. I don't think some of these tracks deserve 2 spots on the schedule.
Oh, I agree.
I don't. But
Some of them don't deserve one.
that's true. So I think that would be the issue. What tracks would you take off or lose a date? I think NASCAR just needs to restart everything. Like, go to the table, have meetings, figure shit out, and then come back with a better solution than what they have, personally. But
I agree. Figure something out about the championship race, too.
yeah, I really think they need to do it like the Super Bowl.
Move it around.
Yep.
I agree.
And have like a fan experience, like
Because then you don't have a situation where somebody gets so good
at one
at
track.
the one place, throws in a little competition.
Yeah.
Pizzazz.
I think it would be more interesting than going to Phoenix every fucking year or whatever track they decide
Fuck Phoenix.
on. Any other comments? Okay. IndyCar results. Alex, your top 5 are Rossi, Christian Lundgaard. I got it.
Do you have the willpower?
I do. Will Power, Scott McLaughlin, and Joseph Newgarden. I did want to say that you brought up the point. Rossi was penalized. He did not meet minimum weight.
Penalized.
They were fined. The team was fined $25,000 and docked 20 points.
Yikes.
I did want to say it was good to see Joseph doing well following his health scare.
Joseph.
Yosef?
Did you see he passed out and hit his head? They had like life light him
Damn. No, I
When?
did not know.
following the race at one of their last races. Not Indy, but I think it was the race prior.
Huh.
He went to his. I'm pretty sure it was him. He went to his bus and passed out, cracked his head open.
Dang.
Flown him
Like
out.
an egg?
I wasn't here the last podcast. I know we skipped over it, but did you guys mention the Sage Karam thing at Pocono?
We touched base on it. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I randomly thought about that because it's IndyCar, but
Yeah, I thought it was. Reading the article was sad. Like it was like that sucks because I honestly didn't know that, and then
I forgot that he was in IndyCar.
I personally didn't know that he was. I don't know why. I just assumed that he just came in or whatever. But
Well, then there's been a lot of wrecks at Pocono that very well could have ended in death. What's the
Pinocchio?
What's the guy?
I didn't. God damn it!
Is it's nice and Pickens or whatever. Robert Wickens.
Yes.
Is that it?
Yes.
Yeah, that I thought that dude died
I did too. Yeah.
for sure.
Well, because we talked about. I think we were talking about the Halos.
Yes.
We brought
Yep.
that debate back up, and I said that would have saved Justin's life.
Yep.
So anybody who's arguing that can suck a dick.
Respectfully.
All you got to do is
Respectfully.
look at
Yeah.
look at the people that have died and look
Yeah.
at the wrecks that you've had with the Halos, and you should not have an argument anymore.
Yeah.
Cue the song Halo by I don't know who.
Are you
Bianca?
fucking kidding me?
Beyonce.
Beyonce.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Canceled.
I didn't want to say the wrong.
Oh my God.
Who were you going to say?
I don't know.
Rihanna.
Yeah. Beyonce.
Bianca.
Beyonce is
the Bianca.
gorgeous.
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 Xfinity Series. Stage 1 winner Noah Gragson. Stage 2 winner Josh Berry. Your race winner was AJ Allmendinger. Top 5 Allmendinger, Bowman, Allgaier, Chastain, and Briscoe.
Wow, the Cup Series is dominating the Xfinity Series. Would you look at that?
Yeah, no shit.
Man, they really shouldn't do that.
Truck Series. Stage 1. This is at IRP. Stage 1 winner John Hunter Nemechek. Stage 2 winner Ty Majeski. Race winner Grant Enfinger.
I wish Ty Majeski would have won.
Yeah.
He looked really good for a long time, and then right at the end, just
He was very dominant at the
Kinda
end,
fell
and
off.
Fell off, yeah. Hard.
Oh, you remember that tweet that I told you about that someone said it was something about how your ego can get so hurt by a 17-year-old?
Yes.
That wasn't about John Hunter Nemechek. That was about Carson Hocevar wrecking him in the turn,
Yeah.
hooking him into the wall.
what 17-year-old?
I don't recall.
Frick, what's his name?
Frick. Oh, Frick.
I don't remember his name, but he's 17, racing in the trucks.
And Hocevar dumped him. Turn 1. Right?
Was it turn? Yeah, it was turn 1.
Okay. I couldn't remember.
I watched somebody at IRP one time hit the wall in turn 1 so hard, they red flagged the race for an hour and a half so they could fix the freaking wall because he broke it
That's
in a crate car.
scary. They're all concrete there, ain't they? Yeah.
He did. Hit the wall. How did he hit the wall that hard?
That's scary.
He never lifted.
You're not supposed to.
Yeah, I know. That was the green flag, too.
Yikes.
Green flag, he's ready to roll. Firewall deep.
He pulled a Larson and forgot to let go of the throttle.
Absolutely.
Hit the clutch instead of the brake.
Your top 5 finishers in the truck series were Enfinger, Ben Rhodes, Zane Smith, Stuart Friesen, and Corey Heim.
Corey Heim.
Dang. Night number 2 from IRP. I did not go.
It was a pretty good night.
I didn't realize who all was running in the late models. The Super Series.
Yeah.
Eric Jones, William Byron.
Man.
No.
Yeah.
Was it
Man.
William Byron? Yeah, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Eric Jones, William Byron, Carson Hocevar. I'll let you take over.
Wow. So we have 2 features from the Boris Compact Touring Series. The A feature winner was Trent Gosser. B feature winner Joe Jennings. CRA Street Stock winner Terry Fisher Jr.
Was the Street Stock race a good race?
Yeah.
Street Stocks, I like watching Street Stocks at IRP.
So boring, though.
I mean, yeah, but they're fun to watch at Winchester.
A lot of people think IRP is boring.
I was telling Dakota that a while ago. I'm like, if you ask a lot of people that race here, they hate it.
I know I was told by some people in late models that, like, coming out of turn 2, going down the backstretch, you just get your newspaper out and, you know, flip the pages and see what's going on.
Why does it do that?
It probably because it's so fucking hot out here.
Charge it.
No, it is charged. I think it's just hot. Anyway. No, I think the Street Stocks was a good race. Super Late Model was a good race. William Byron and Eric Jones was battling for the lead the entire race.
You know, the last time the Street Stocks were, or Super Series was there, I was there.
Did you win?
No.
Then it don't matter.
It does matter. To me.
To you, that's all that matters.
Fifth.
Fifth.
That ain't bad.
And I met Dale Jr. that day.
Oh, I
That's
remember that.
badass.
You got a picture
Yeah,
with him.
I did.
I remember that.
That's
I did.
awesome.
Met Dale Jr. Ask Marissa about that day.
I will.
I was there, I think.
Were you?
I think I was in the stands for that.
Dale Jr. actually put a picture of our car on there. Not my car. I was just associated, I guess. Mm-hmm. It's right on the Instagram. The gram.
Bitches love the gram.
Bitches love the gram.
I
have a gram.
Yeah.
He's running North Wilkesboro soon.
He is.
In a Sundrop Chevrolet.
I dig it.
I dig it.
Do you dig it?
Life's a garden, dig it.
Can you smell what the rock is cooking?
Did I say the Super Series winner?
I don't know.
CRA Super Series winner, Eric Jones.
Eric Jones.
I didn't watch hardly any of Indiana Sprint Week.
Me either.
I didn't either, but
I saw CJ Leary won at Circle City.
That's my guy.
congrats.
Also, I
Did you
have
see
to mention
him kicking the dude and then falling on the ground?
Yeah. But I do have to mention that on my hiatus from said podcast, we went to the hibachi place in Greenfield.
Oh, yeah,
and none other than fucking CJ Larry was across the room.
You know, he's really
And
good friends with Brendan Harper.
Yeah, I know.
Did
And
not know
nobody in there was aware of the fact that we had
A living
sprint
legend.
car legendary driver CJ Leary in the house.
You can't forget.
I thought about standing up. Marissa told me not to. I thought about standing up and be like, CJ fucking Larry.
Oh, that would have been
Sound like some southern grandma. Are my eyes deceiving me?
Oh my god!
I wonder how he would have responded.
He probably would have been
Probably
like, "Who the hell is this?"
Told
dude?
me to get fucked.
What are you on?
Was Christy Bemis with him?
No.
His old lady, she wasn't there.
No.
Dang,
No, it's just him and the boys.
him and the
For a
boys.
night out with some hibachi.
Hibachi.
Yeah. Fucking dude's
there
cooking the shit out of some stuff.
Where were you at?
Wasabi. In Greenfield.
Gotcha.
You gonna go camp out there
Yeah,
until you see a...
we'll wait for the old CJ Leary
Just go to
show
a shop.
up. I'm not that creepy.
Knock on the door. Hey,
I won't go to his shop because I'm not that creepy, but I'm going to fucking camp out at Wasabi for the next time he shows up for some hibachi grill.
Oh, man.
Just knock
me
on the shop
alone.
door and say, hey, bud.
It's not, but it's not really that creepy. You can play it off like, oh, I was just passing by and I saw the Leary Shock
Just
Technology sign in the thing, and I have to meet you.
Just park the car a couple feet from the
so
door,
addicted to.
pop the hood up, hit the vape. And
Oh, man, my fucking car overheated.
go down, sir, can you help? Oh, CJ, what the fuck? This is where you are? I just need help with the car.
Do you have some water I can put in my coolant tank?
That's all you got to do.
Oh man,
That's all you got to do. He'd be like, sure, bud, I'll help you.
I want to get a video of AJ standing up in the middle of the restaurant. CJ Leary.
I tried, but I was told no.
Anyway, Dakota, all you or AJ
Sprint
if you want to
week.
read it.
What, the sprint week?
Yeah.
All right. The 2022 Indiana Sprint Week kicked off at Gas City, where Shane Cottle won the series opener.
The throttle, Shane Cottle.
Is that really his nickname?
Yeah.
Oh, that's badass. Justin Grant, Mitch Moles, Robert Palou, and Chase Stockton rounded out the top five. Son of a bitch.
You know-
I thought that was wrong. When I was doing the show notes and I was like looking up, I was like, that ain't right.
You know what's funny? The name banner on his car says Stockton, but the T has like the red circle with the cross through it.
So, was it the first race or Kokomo that
I think it was
kick
Kokomo.
heard around the world happened?
I think it was Kokomo.
Say, well,
It
in
was-
Kokomo,
Because it was him and Robert Palou, wasn't it?
Yeah. where Jay Grant won. I don't know who Cummins is. Baloo.
Kyle Cummins,
Kyle
Robert Palou,
Cummins.
CJ Leary, and Brady Bacon.
I know Brady Bacon.
Wine me, dine me, 69 me.
Ironic.
Rocket Man.
Rocket Man.
That's the shirt I'm wearing.
Take off in.
5,
Is the back where he's flying through the air?
3.
That's fucking awesome.
There's a picture on Twitter I wanted to print off and put on the wall.
On a blast.
It's like a airplane cockpit. Right in front of it is a sprint car.
I remember when that happened. That was nuts.
Yeah.
And then hops out, goes and gets in the backup.
Yep.
Must be nice
All
to have
right,
money.
Lawrenceburg for night number 3 was rained out. That's an awesome track, also.
Lawrenceburg?
Yeah.
I haven't been.
You need to.
I want to go for the World Outlaws.
It's pretty badass. Circle City, none other than the Marion County Fairgrounds. C.J. Leary, hands up, gets the win. Jay Grant, Brady Bacon, Chase Stockin,
Thank you.
and J Mac.
J-Mac.
Did you know him and what's her name?
We've
broke
had
up?
this Oh, they broke up?
Yeah, Carson Elledge.
I was like, we've had this conversation. Wow, breaking news.
Dun dun.
Are we the first to report it?
No, it's been a while.
Oh,
She
damn.
has since deleted everything on her Instagram of him.
Yikes.
Apparently, it wasn't a very cordial breakup.
It was dirt nasty.
You know, she went to IUPUI.
Yes.
Have we had this exact conversation before?
Yeah, because that was the episode we could have gotten canceled if I didn't.
Yeah.
You know why they broke up, right? J-Mac's motto is build race cars, not families.
Isn't she a racer, though?
I don't know. I would just...
Is she?
Is she? I don't recall.
The only
She tried to be.
the only prime example of a woman racer is woman racer is Kaylee Bryson.
Okay.
I think you're sleeping on some of the other women that drive midgets.
Taylor Reimer's pretty good. Did you know she's a cheerleader at Oklahoma?
I've seen that on the
Boomer
tweeter.
Sooner.
Fuck a boomer sooner.
One's
Kick
down.
you in your dick when you get up.
What's her name? Jade Avedizian.
I don't
She's
know a
really
lot
good.
of 'em.
She's young. That's really the only three that I know.
Tony.
Bredinger?
No. Or Tori. No. Amber.
Where the fuck we going here?
Arca. Amber used to race dirt.
Amber.
I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like,
Backlian?
sure.
Yeah.
She used to race dirt.
She's got a boyfriend, husband, fiance, I don't know, that is in the Canadian Football League.
Wow.
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
Canadian.
Hey. Sorry.
All right, back
Sorry.
to Terre Haute that got rained out. That's a shame because that's an awesome racetrack. Lincoln Park. Who's Moles?
Mitchell Moles.
Mitchell Moles, Jaden Rogers, Brady Bacon, Shane the Throttle, Shane Cottle, and Justin Grant. That's your top 5 there. Bloomington. Y'all, you been there?
I haven't. I want to go.
Kyle Cummings, Brady Bacon, Jason Grant, Justin Grant, C.J. Leary, and J-Mac again.
There's like a
I'm
theme
seeing a
here.
lot of the same names here. Tri-State. I've never been there either.
I have.
I wanted to go.
Fun track.
Bayou,
Baloo.
Cummings, Grant, Stock On, and Logan Seavey.
To beat Kyle Cummins and Chase Stockin at Tri-State is a feat of its own. Kyle Cummins is insane at Tri-State.
Where's Tri-State at? What town?
Hopstott, Indiana.
Is that Hobstott?
Hopstott.
Hobstop.
Hobstott.
Hopstott.
Hobstott. Where's that at?
Down by Evansville.
Down by the Eville. Okay. Justin Grant was crowned your 2022 Indiana Sprint Week.
Boo.
Wow. No, CJ Leary, so fuck 'em.
Yeah. Don't care. All right.
I will take over if you don't mind.
This is all Dakota.
because
Uh-oh. Jesus,
I
Lord.
did fucking research.
Dakota has a...
We've got fucking pages and pages and pages
right.
of the CGSAP.
All right, we're going to gather around the campfire, sing our campfire song, and let Dakota read this book that he has written right
Sorry.
now. So,
I told you I write quite a bit, but
welcome to the new segment called Story Time with DJG.
that's a good segment.
Actually, let's just rename this segment real quick. Story Time with Dakota.
I like DJG.
Fuck. I'm
It's all
not going to lie. I forgot your last name for a hot second.
That's all right.
Because I was definitely going to go last name too, and I couldn't remember what it was.
I'm not mad. Alrighty.
Yikes.
Apologies for the book, but I wanted to follow this to a T. Okay, so it was just announced days before Saturday's race at Indianapolis that Chip Ganassi had filed a lawsuit against their driver Alex Palou. Following the announcement, Chip Ganassi Racing released the following statement. Alex Palou is under contract with CGR through the end of the 2023 season. He is a valued member of our team, and we will continue to support him in chasing wins, podiums, and IndyCar championships. The statement went on to say, as the result of a competing race team improperly attempting to contract with him, Notwithstanding the clear terms of our contract, we are proceeding to legal process pursuant to the contract. McLaren Racing has had little to say, but did tell IndyStar in Toronto that they had signed Palou on a multi-year deal. It was also made clear that McLaren was told by Palou's management team that he is free and clear to do so in regarding to signing with McLaren. In the filings, CGR submitted 7 exhibits or pieces of evidence, 2 of which contain the tweets from Palou and McLaren Racing, the tweets that we had talked about before, saying, these weren't my comments, I'm not racing with them. The third piece of public evidence was a press release from McLaren Racing. The 4 other exhibits have been sealed from the public as they contain sensitive information regarding team operations and contracts. The current hearing is scheduled for October 3rd, 2022. I'll get more into that in a second. Since the announcement that CGR has sued Palou, questions have been raised such as, could the court enforce the option year, and if so, is CGR making moves to request that? Will CGR park Palou for the remainder of 2022? If he is ordered to stay at CGR and a buyout is not an option, will he race in 2023? And then the last question would be, would anyone else file a lawsuit, especially NTT Data? They are a sponsor of Alex Palou's, as well as the title sponsor for the IndyCar Series. NTT Data could potentially sue either party, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinions, because if CGR were to park Palou, they could sue for breaching contract that they have with the team in Palou. However, they could also jump on ship with CGR and sue Palou for not fulfilling his obligations in regard to their contract. Do you want to answer? Well, hold on. I'll do this.
I do want to say, I messaged you guys about this. What day was it? The last IndyCar race that they had, because I was like, how awkward is it that you're currently being sued by CGR, yet you are still out here racing for them?
Yeah.
There was someone else. I think was it F1?
Yeah.
Not to get off topic, but they
the
announced
same exact situation.
Yeah, they announced that he's driving for him, and then he's like, I am not driving for.
Yeah.
It was Alpine, wasn't it?
Yeah.
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 Same exact situation.
It's a fucked up time to be open wheel racer.
Yeah. So I did some research and put a timeline together. So June 3rd,
This fucking guy.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you don't have to apologize.
June 3rd, Palou told reporters that he was happy where he was and denied being in talks with other teams. Now, sometime between June 3rd and July 12th, Alex Palou may have informed CGR that he was not returning to the team in 2023. July 12th, CGR releases a press release announcing that Palou would return in 2023 after picking up his option year. That same day, Palou tweets in response to their press release saying he's not doing that, and then McLaren tweets shortly after announcing that he would join their team in 2023. July 22nd, Palou informed reporters that he was no longer receiving access to engineering data. July 25th, CGR files their lawsuit in Marion County against Palou and his representatives. July 28th, Palou's legal team revealed in a statement that he has Formula One aspirations with McLaren Racing. And then July 29th, Palou's legal team makes a motion to have the case moved to federal court, arguing the status of citizenship and damages being sought exceeds the current court's threshold. They are also looking to make a move to countersue CGR for defamation. CGR's legal team wants a hearing on preliminary injunction by August 30th. As I said, the current hearing is scheduled for October 3rd. That could change if the case does move out of county court and goes to federal court. The one point I want to make is CGR has not denied Palou's comments about that not being his quotes. So I find that odd. They've said he's staying with us, he's under contract, but they haven't said, oh, by the way, he's lying. That was what he told us, or no, we just gave out a fake quote from Palou. I find that odd. Like, this whole situation is just odd.
I don't understand, especially for it to be happening with multiple, different disciplines of racing, but at the exact same time, how does that,
It's weird to me too, because if an option year is the team's option.
Yeah.
If they pick up your option year, you've already signed a contract that's their option.
Yeah.
You know, if they pick it up and sign the last year of your contract, what do you have to say about it, really? That's what I would be wondering. But I'm not a lawyer and don't know the legal
that's what
aspects
people.
of it.
That's what people are questioning too. Like, if it was in his contract, did he just not read the contract, or did his team not tell him what was in the entire contract, and he just signed it? Like, that's the question being asked. Again, my thing is, CGR says he's staying, but they're not like arguing his point that those weren't my quotes. I'm like, that's odd, because he said I never gave them this quote, and this press release was released against my consent or whatever. I didn't consent to it. If I was like, I think CGR looks just as bad with the way they've handled it, but I think if it comes out that Palou signed this contract and he's obligated to stay with them until 2023, I think he might just fucked up his future as a driver. And I know there's another team owner that is staying anonymous, but told reporters, I just hope he ain't fucking up his future. It's just all
It's
odd.
probably Chip Ganassi just making an anonymous quote.
He's like, hey, by the way, I really hope he's not fucking up his future. But, like, okay, so to, like, flip the script real quick, if you're Chip Ganassi, would you really want to keep somebody who doesn't want to be with your team?
No, it's like,
No.
I mean, you got to think about it. Even in professional, like, basketball, football, if a person doesn't want to be on the team, like, the performance just goes way down.
Right.
It's very obvious. And that's not a good look for them. It's not a good look for your team if, you have one person super underperforming just because he doesn't want to be there. Like, get him out of there.
Right. And I don't think Palou would do that, but I just think it would be, there's just no point in him being there.
And I feel like racing is a harder sport to kind of throw that way. Like, if you don't want to be there, you just underperform, because you do make more money if you win and
Right.
you do better.
Right.
But I guess you do too if you play basketball. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Politics.
Damn politics.
I'm curious to see what happens, though.
Me too.
Because, like, let's say the court does rule that he has to stay. But it's like, again, if you're Chip Ganassi, do you really want to stay? And if you're Alex Palou and you're forced to stay with this team, if they don't park your ass, how are you going to carry yourself? Because if you do throw it off, and I just think you're making a bigger ass of yourself, and no other team's going to want to sign you.
just wreck as many of their cars as possible.
That's what I was just thinking. Just wall everything.
Yeah. So
Cost them way more money than it would have been to just let you go for this year.
Well, and that was the other thing too. Speaking of money, about the buyout, it's already been said that McLaren will not pay for the buyout. Like if there was a buyout option, Palou's going to have to fork up that money. So
I would sit my happy ass right back in that car and just
Shut up and drive.
buy my time for another year.
That's my thing too. It's like if you really had aspirations to move up to Formula One, I mean, I don't know what's going on in that whole situation, but I would have just stayed the extra year. I mean, I feel like there's always going to be a seat there. How many people are going through the ranks?
Right.
Not as fast as NASCAR, where you have a 1 year contract and then you're getting replaced by somebody else. Like, it's just not happening.
F1 and like
I mean, I know like
IndyCar doesn't have like the same type of feeder series as like there's Formula 1, Formula 2, stuff like that. But on that level, like, okay, if you take Formula 1, Formula 2, Formula 3, compare Formula 1 NASCAR, Formula 2 Xfinity, Formula 3 trucks, like the publicity that the trucks and Xfinity get compared to F2 and F3 is insane. So like the feeder series itself on the NASCAR end helps that.
yeah, I don't know. It's all interesting.
IndyCar has Indy Lights.
That's true.
They do.
But again, like, how many people are?
Those are so fun to watch.
Are they?
No.
I don't think like the pace at which somebody's coming up from those lower series into IndyCar or Formula One is as
It might be
constant.
where Kyle Larson heads too.
IndyCar.
Yeah.
I want to see Kyle Larson drive an
could see
IndyCar
it.
one time.
He said he wants to run the Indy 500
Yeah, I would support it.
as long as he remembers, got to hit the brakes.
Yeah, those cars, completely different. Well, if you don't have anything else to add, we can go into silly season updates. I
did not have anything to add about that because I have never heard. Well, I mean, I have heard of it, but I did not do research like that.
Before we get into silly season, I did want to say Camping World is leaving.
Bye-bye.
Going back to Craftsman.
Fucking Marcus Lemonis.
Craftsman is the front runner, so it'd be cool to see, I think.
Marcus Lemonis is getting tired of spending that money.
Apparently. Well, I mean, he did say, the press release said that they wanted more money to go to Camping World's employees. I hope that's true. I hope they pay him more.
Is that like Camping World's employees, or is he hiring his wife?
I don't know. No comment. I'm not going to say anything bad because maybe one day he wants to sponsor the show. Give me 20 grand. I'll take it.
We're not taking sponsors anything less than 50,000.
That's true. Good thinking.
Yeah.
Eric Jones has signed a multi-year deal with Petty GMS. Noah Gragson still appears to be the likely choice to replace Ty Dillon in the 42. Gosh, this conversation would be long.
Uh-oh.
Questions have been raised on whether or not Kurt Busch will retire at the end of the season. While Kurt had originally hinted at retirement following the 2023 season, a wreck during his qualifying run at Pocono may have fast-tracked that decision. As Kurt exited turn 4, his car got loose and he made hard contact with the outside wall.
What'd you say?
Sorry?
Where was he at when this wreck happened?
Pocono.
What turn was he exiting when?
Oh, sorry. sorry.
What turn 4?
Sorry. Yeah, whatever. Turn 3. The front.
you proofread this shit?
I'm an engineer.
Yeah. Sorry. Heading into the front stretch, he got loose and made contact with the outside wall. Following his medical evaluation, he announced that he was suffering from concussion-like symptoms. 2311 announced that Ty Gibbs would replace Kurt for Sunday's race at Pocono. They had hoped that he would return to Indy. However, he was not cleared by NASCAR or his medical team, and he will also be missing Michigan's race on Sunday. Still not cleared. Ty Gibbs will replace him again.
Can we pause for a second?
Yeah.
What team name did you just say?
2311.
This is my first realization that that's 11.
Yeah.
Really?
I thought it was 23XL.
23 extra large.
Because I was getting ready to say some shit to you, and then I was like, holy fuck, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roman numerals are difficult, though, to be fair.
I don't
Right.
I don't know the Roman numerals.
I'm glad you had that realization today.
Me too, because, like, man, that makes a world's difference.
23XL.
It does, dude. I'm telling you, I thought
shirt
since it came at 23XL. Good Lord.
That's funny. Okay, so if Kurt Busch was to announce his retirement at the conclusion of the season, he would replace him at 2311.
Easy. Ty Gibbs.
Well, I'll get to that in a second.
Well, didn't they already? Isn't Reddick racing for them next year?
Well, no. So I was going to say, while Reddick would be the likely driver to replace him, he's under contract at RCR until the conclusion of 2023, so he wouldn't start till 2024.
So that's fucking awkward.
Yeah.
They already announced that he's going to drive for them,
in 2024.
and he's still got over a whole season left in his. That's weird.
Yeah. Well, I guess a lot of teams were talking to Tyler. So we had this whole conversation last week or whenever, the last episode. Tyler wanted to stay at RCR, but RCR wasn't doing a whole lot to like keep him. It didn't seem like they were doing a lot to like get his sponsorships and get a contract signed. So he just up and said, "Fuck it, I'm leaving." Guess he had talks with multiple teams, and Denny didn't want to miss up on him, so they signed a contract. I guess Denny wasn't even the highest bidder, and Tyler believes in 2311 and what they're doing, and decided to sign with them. So that leaves Reddick out unless he leaves early, which I don't see happening. Ty Gibbs is another driver who could potentially replace Kurt, but if Kyle doesn't sign a deal with JGR, that would leave the 18 vacant. So I would assume that Ty Gibbs would go into 18.
So there's a lot of pieces that have to fall into place before you really know.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Jesus. Jesus Lord.
Amen.
But yeah, if the 18's vacant, that's where Ty Gibbs goes.
No doubt, right?
100%.
I would assume so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, let's see what else. Moving into Kyle Busch, while Kyle Busch and JGR continue to share updates regarding the contract, those updates have since become non-existent. Nothing has changed. JGR continues to maintain that they are working hard to find sponsorship in order to keep Busch in the 18. However, each day that there is not an announcement, the more likely it is that this will be Kyle's last year at JGR.
I don't want to say that nothing has happened. Kyle did say he was open to taking less money.
Right.
That is a major surprise to me because he seems arrogant enough to say, nah, pay
Right.
me or I'm gone.
But I think that's how dire the situation is. That he has announced that
he had to, or else he was done there.
he's taking concessions. But I'm saying
So does that mean he wants to stay with JGR then?
I would assume so. I mean, because look at it. I look at it like this: if he leaves JGR and can't re-sign with another Toyota team, does he keep KBM in a Toyota camp, or does he change manufacturers? I think that's a part of it.
I wonder if you don't dissolve KBM if he leaves.
I don't know. I mean, I could see it, but
There
He's
goes
already
half
done it with the
there
late
goes-
model stuff and all that.
Yeah, but there goes half your truck series.
yeah,
You just have to find somebody else. Joe Gibbs Racing.
3F's got a truck team.
I'm so confused about this because I was reading something about, if he goes to Stuart Haas, which I think is a possibility, KBM could become a Ford team. Granted, the cost to transition's astronomical, I'm sure. But I've also read that if KBM leaves Toyota, that's going to hurt Toyota.
Yeah.
Like, it will hurt Toyota's development program because KBM is their program. And it would help out Ford because Ford is lacking. Their only development team is David Gilliland Racing. So it looks bad. And I to my point, I'm not going to say nothing has happened. Yes, he has made concessions, but we're so far in the season and
Right.
there's no announcement of, hey, we've signed so-and-so to keep him here. I don't know. I just don't see it.
That's what makes me question because Ty Gibbs is coming.
He's going to replace somebody.
He has to be, and they're going to want to do that sooner rather than later. So who does he replace?
Well, we talked about that too. If Kyle Busch leaves, I don't see Martin Truex Jr. returning in 2024. Maybe, but I think 2023 might be his last season. So let's say if that is the case, now you just lost two of your pro drivers and you have two seats to fill. I'm not saying they don't have the people to do it, but
who would
it's
they
challenging.
take from? I don't see Brandon Jones as a Cup driver.
Well, that was the other thing. So Toyota,
And who else is at Joe Gibbs now in the Xfinity cars?
I couldn't.
Brandon
tell you.
Jones, Ty Gibbs.
I think.
I don't know if they have any other cars now.
Well, Ty Gibbs, but I mean, other than them, I don't think so. And so that goes into KBM. Like KBM, Toyota doesn't. That is Toyota's development program. There's no other Toyota team that is a development program because they mentioned like the other Toyota teams are like Thor, for example, but none of those drivers want to either move up or ready to move up. So
I think that team's pretty solid.
yeah, and that was the point. Like that team's good, but they're not developing drivers. Like those drivers want to stay there. It's not like they're developing them into Xfinity drivers or Cup drivers. I'm not saying that.
Crafton's been in the truck series for 32 years.
And I'm not saying
he's not leaving.
yeah, I'm not saying that those drivers can't move up, but I don't think those drivers care to move up. Like they're fine with where they're at. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a weird situation.
Well, and I was going to say I don't remember if we talked about it last.
Unless 2311 becomes a truck team, maybe they have a feeder program. But
Well, I don't think they would have to be a truck team if they just Are you saying like if they brought Kyle
also
on? Oh, okay,
a truck team, not like
go
from Cup to
merge?
truck. Yeah.
Gotcha. I was going to say I don't remember if I mentioned it, but Hunter spoke to some KBM hauler drivers when they came through his work, and he asked them, he's like, have you guys heard anything about where Kyle's going to go? So I'm like, good for you for asking those questions because I don't know if I would have. And they said that they personally think, because they're worried about their jobs if KBM does close the doors or whatever, but they think that he might go to Stuart Haas. They think that's like what's going to happen personally. So
I could see it because him and Tony Stewart kind of have the same personality.
Yeah, and that's what I said too.
They're the same, not give a shit. I am who I am, and I don't give a shit if you like it or not.
Yeah. And then I was going to go on to say, or read what I typed, that this likelihood continues to raise the question, if not JGR, who? The front runner for a potential deal with Kyle Busch is Stuart Haas Racing. I have to put emphasis on this, as the 10 may be vacated at the end of the season. There's rumors going around that Eric might return to the 10 car, so that if that happens, the 10's out of the question. While SHR has Priest as a reserve driver, the team may be incentivized to hire Kyle Busch. When asked, Kevin Harvick said he would not mind having Kyle Busch as a teammate. 2311 is another team that many have been speculating, as the future of his brother Kurt is unknown. Dale Jr. suggested on his podcast that Hendrick Motorsports, this is a hypothetical, could be a potential team that could sign Kyle, saying they could spin it as he is welcoming him back home, and that he could also pay his salary as he did Larson. Making that point, while Byron and Elliott have signed multi-year deals to stay with HMS, Larson and Bowman's contracts expire at the end of 2023.
I don't see Larson going anywhere.
I don't either. I think Kendrick would be dumb as fuck to let him go.
He is. He hasn't had the success in the next-gen cars, but I think it's coming, and I think it's dumb if he lets him go. So I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's where Kyle Busch started, in the 5 car.
Yep. I don't know.
That'd be a wild series.
No
of
shit.
events.
I think personally they would move Larson to the 48
And get rid of
and
Bowman.
then Kyle Busch into the 5. Yeah. If that's the route they go.
It would be... Could you imagine?
That would be a wild turn of events.
I think a lot of people would lose their shit.
I like Alex Bowman, but, business is business.
Yep. And Kyle
In the
Busch
10,
knows
the only
something
reason
about
Eric Almirola is in the 10 is because of money.
Yeah.
It's the same reason Paul Menard had his ride for so long.
Yeah, because that was Daddy's money.
Yeah. And Eric Almirola is related to or married to the Smithfield people.
I just think it's odd that you would announce that you're retiring and then say psych. Like, I don't know. It's odd, but...
He didn't feel finished. Not satisfied with the results. And he's not going to be after this year either. So... Sorry. Might have been rude, but it's true.
The only other point I wanted to make was I've seen a lot of people suggest that Junior Motorsports get a cup team and hire Kyle Busch. We talked about that on the show. I'm not saying we're the reason why that's being talked about.
It has to be us.
But
I'll say it.
I never fucking said that. I never said Junior should hire Kyle Busch. I said RCR should sell to Junior or merge or whatever, and Junior get in a Cup Series like he wants to. Mm-hmm. Don't hire Kyle Busch. I mean, if he wants to, great, whatever. I don't care. But I was just saying
I think it would be more of a...
I think Junior should get
him and Hendrick like it is 23-11, now that I know that's 11,
Yeah.
with Joe Gibbs.
Well, that's what...
Because Hendrick's already tied into the Xfinity.
Well, yeah, but Junior Motorsports is their development team.
No, I know.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, I'm
that's
just
what
saying,
yeah.
I would have... Like, them selling out, I don't... If it happens, that would be fantastic, but...
I mean, I don't care how they do it.
Or start it,
They
I don't
sell
care.
off or merge or... Because, charters are so hard to come by, and if you do get one, they're $20,000 or $20 million. They're pretty expensive. I want to see Dale Jr. get in a Cup Series, though.
I think it'll happen sooner rather than later.
I hope so.
I agree.
Especially with the next-gen stuff now.
Yeah. I'm sure... I wonder if they're... I would love to ask if they're regretting not getting in it when they when there were charters for sale. I don't know if they have the money. I don't know, but...
I would imagine they have the money.
But...
I'm going to guess that his answer would be no.
You don't think?
Because, I feel like Xfinity was a good place to test the waters. They build...
I wish he'd start a truck team.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to worry about charters or anything.
But, I feel like Xfinity was a solid starting, foundation for Junior Motorsports.
And it has been for a long time now.
Right. My point was, though, because he brought up Next Gen, I think that was his reasoning for wanting to get in the Cup Series, because of the Next Gen and then the TV deal that people are talking about. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't care or he doesn't regret it, but I think part of me might be like, damn, we had so many charters available, we could have bought one or two or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Ask him.
Say, Justin Marks monopolized all those for sale.
I watched the Dale Jr. download episode with Justin Marks, and I have to say, I didn't know much about Justin, but he seems like a really cool dude, and he's very passionate about racing and being successful.
When are they starting the third car?
I don't know. Are they?
When's who starting the third car?
Trackhouse. Weren't they doing some kind of program where they had a third car where
Oh, yeah.
they would have like an IndyCar driver or
That wasn't Trackhouse, was it?
Yeah, Project 91.
yeah.
Oh, that was Trackhouse?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I don't know. Maybe next. I think it was supposed to start next season.
Okay.
I know they had one race with, we talked about, I can't remember his name. I couldn't pronounce it. I think he was an IndyCar driver.
Santino Ferrucci?
No. I can't
Naughted.
remember.
Naughty.
You gave me shit for it, but they have had one race under that car. I can't think of his name. There was a controversy because his suit had NASCAR champion on it, and
Yes, and he was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can't remember his name, but I think it'll be full time or whatever next season. But no, his episode, he was like, I told people, we announced that we were starting a team, and I didn't even know if I had the money to do it. He's like, but I was so dead set on doing it. I was like, you're a badass. God bless you.
Absolutely.
Wish I could find the look that you're having.
Could you imagine the startup money you'd have to start a cup team from nothing?
Well, yeah, and he talked about that too. He's like, I've had, some capital saved up, and I talked to a bunch of different people, and I guess they believed in it, and
Getting Pitbull to be on board was a huge thing too.
yeah.
I'm sure that helped out.
Hey, Pitbull, if you ever want to
Astronomically.
work with us, just hit us up.
I like Mr. Worldwide.
He's been there, done that. Well, that's all I have for this week.
Oh my gosh.
That was a long episode.
Hour 16.
Rolling right on. Alrighty. I don't have anything. I don't think the other two have anything.
I don't.
So, I think that's it for us. All right. Merry Christmas to you.
No kidding. The gift keeps on giving.
All right. I think that is it for us this week. I will not be here next week. I'm leaving for vacation tomorrow. So I don't know if these two are planning on getting together and having an episode next week. So stay tuned. I'm sure they will keep you updated on that. And we will see you next week.